Let me start off with a thank you for all the support. Without it, this wouldn't be possible. I was able to partner with AMC to get an early access screener for The Walking Dead Season 9 premiere. The episode doesn't air until October 7th, which is this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so this will be spoiler-free. Now, the official episode information says, 901, A New Beginning. Rick and his group make a run into Washington, D.C. and search for artifacts they will need to rebuild the civilization he and Carl envisioned. Now listen, we all know The Walking Dead had a tough year, but this? Oh, this felt good. We get a blended episode with a lot of characters, sharp interactions, and there's humor in the right moments. And it all has that season 1 vibe, right from the people to the stories and the walkers. But we got some nice landscapes. I love the beautiful landscape, but you got the post-apocalyptic look. Love it. Now, the show, especially in this episode, it highlights the daily difficulties of scavenging supplies, and the way it's written and filmed isn't cheap. The scenes are actually well done and purposefully highlighting the stakes and the weight of it all. It's a dangerous world that they live in, and it should feel dangerous without the cheap fake-outs. And listen, I understand there's a very fine line when you're writing and telling that type of storyline between it feeling cheap and then the weight of what's going on, but in this episode, they handle it very well. And the reason they go to Washington, D.C. is genius. Now, along with the daily struggles of growing, the story in episode 1 highlights the complexities of working together, a network of communities with a really ugly past and an uncertain future. And this was one of my favorite parts. This was masterfully done. Even though they're just laying the groundwork, I loved it. But a good story is only the tabletop, and it can't stand firm without some strong legs. And the characters are those legs. So how are they in episode 1? Fan-fucking-tastic. Rick and Michonne have one great scene in particular. It's a great character moment, but it's also stuffed with relevant dialogue, bookended with humor that lands. Michonne, Carol, and Maggie, they share a small moment with realistic chit-chat that is flat out enjoyable. And again, it reminds me of season 1. Remember when the girls were washing their clothes down by the water? It's just written so well. The chit-chat, and then it blends into important information about their lives during the time skip, and it's done organically. Now, Ezekiel, whether you loved him before or you hated him, he is definitely improved, grounded, yet they keep his uniqueness intact. And we know from the trailers he's with Carol now, and I just gotta say, it works. Now, our boy Daryl. You guys know I'm a huge Rick fan, to the fullest. But Daryl, somebody call the police, because Norman Reedus, he be stealing the damn show every time he's on screen. Besides his natural charisma, he is Daryl again from a few seasons ago. No more grunts and growls only, like a human Wookiee, although he still has the hair for it. Wait, side note, Carl is gone, but his hair lives on. You'll know what I mean when you watch the episode. Now back to Daryl. He's got a great little moment with a newcomer in the beginning, and that works really well. Not only is it nice, realistic dialogue with some organic callbacks, but it helps to pair the newcomers, I feel, with the regulars to let them kind of grow on us. Every character he interacts with, it works. Even when he disagrees with Rick or the group, you see his point clearly because he expresses it. Lines in the trailer actually are different when you hear them in full context in the episode. He's justified. In one moment in particular, it's a scene in the trailer that seems like it's full of conflict and aggression, and you're just like, oh, come on, Daryl, get with the program. But in full context of the story, it's justified. It's probably one of my smallest favorite moments that goes by in just a flash, because not only is it justified because of him expressing himself, but it makes sense in the story, and the gut punch of it all, it's actually sad. The version of Daryl in this episode is the version we all fell in love with. Some a little more than others, you stalking psychos. That Daryl is back and it rocks. It's just totally enjoyable. And his bike, this gotta be a new one, right? Because it looks so fucking rad. I love it. I want to steal it. Even the newcomers this episode, they did great. One in particular is an absolute standout, and that's Brett Butler. She is magnificent. She brings serious weight to a really tricky role, and she knocked it out of the park. Now, from beginning to end, the episode opener works, and it closes in the perfect way for episode 1. I wish I could talk in more detail about everything, but that will have to wait until October 7th. This Sunday, The Walking Dead Season 9 Episode 1 will premiere at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and immediately, and I mean immediately after, I do my weekly live talk show right here on this channel. So if you're new here, come and hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. And then on Monday, every Monday, for every episode of The Walking Dead Season 9, we will get a condensed spoiler-filled review. I do want to close with a big thank you to you guys for the support, and a thank you to AMC for partnering with me to bring an early spoiler-free review out to you guys. In closing, the perfect thing to say that has a double meaning to it: The Walking Dead is back.